Today I'm having a go at making a hole in the ground to store a couple of the biodynamic preparations. So I want to store horn manure and also barrel preparation, which is also called CPP or cow pit preparation. I've ordered a bit of a larger quantity this time from the Biodynamic Association, so I want to make sure it's stored properly, and one way that we're told to store it is by burying it in the ground, and the reason for this is it's away from radiation, which is something we don't really think about, but I suppose even me holding this mobile phone, being at home with the Wi-Fi, there are lots of electromagnetic fields flying around all over the place. It was quite a big thing a few years back about the impact of mobile phone signals, but it's sort of dropped off. But it is still a thing, and getting more and more acute with 4G, with Wi-Fi in everybody's houses pretty much. So it does make sense that we don't want to disturb all of the microorganisms that live inside the horn manure and the barrel preparation. We want to keep them as fresh as possible, and based on the biodynamic gardening book, it says if you store it properly, then you can keep the horn manure for up to 3 years. Now I'm not going to need to store it for that long because I'm going to use it, but the whole point is I want to have the full benefit of the horn manure and the barrel preparation when I come to use it. So what have I got? I've got my trowel, I've got the preparation itself, I've got 2 glass jars with lids that I've just saved from something, so we're not buying new ones but reusing. I've got this tray here, sort of earthenware type terracotta plate, which we've had for ages, and I'm going to use that as the lid, and then I've obviously got my spade. So first of all, I'm going to have a go at digging a hole, which I've got a space at the end of the garden underneath some trees, so it's nicely protected. It's not near any electrical cables or telegraph poles or anything like that. It's sheltered from the rain and from the sun, so it seemed to be a good place. It's also at home, so it's easy for me to get the preparations and prepare them before going to the allotment. So first job is to dig the hole. Okay, so I've dug the hole. Now these, to give you an idea, are probably, let's have a look, 1, 2, maybe 3.5 to 4 inches high. So I've dug the hole so they will sit a couple of inches under the ground, because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this on top. It will sit on top of the lids, and the reason to do this is I can fill this with earth, and it's really easy then to take it off to get at the preparations. So the next thing I'm going to do is just put some earth around the back around the jars to cover it nicely, give them that protection that we need. But before going all the way, I'm going to take the lids off. I'm going to put the preparations in there, which I can't do with one hand, so I'm going to just pause this for a second and pop them in. So there we go. So I've put in this one here is the barrel preparation, and in this one here is the horn manure. As a heads up, I've already used a tiny bit of the horn manure, but basically what I put in from this small sachet was 5 units, which will do like 5 acres worth. So you really only need a small amount. And then the barrel preparation, I think this was 100 grams. So you see you get quite a bit in there. It's all good. So then what I've got is I've just marked the lids, and I'm just going to rest them on top, just a tiny bit so they don't fall off. But the air needs to still get in, so I'm just going to loosely fix. Air still needs to get in, and then just I don't know how that permanent marker is going to last on the lids, so I've also got a marker which I'm going to put into the ground once I'm finished, just so I know which side is which. And then at this point it's just a case of covering back up so there's enough soil to be level. We've got a few roots in here, which is all okay. So just to be level. Let's get some more soil, go around the back there, and then once I am level with the soil, I'm going to place on top. So that seems okay. So what I want to do is have the lids just showing, so that when I remove the terracotta plate, let's call it. Oh, there's a worm there, which we don't want to hurt the worm at all. So that should be okay. So it's a case of being able to remove the lids, get in, take some of the preparation out quite easily. So again, I can't do it with two hands, but I'm going to have a go at fitting the terracotta plate on next. So there we go, that fitted on there really nicely actually. Everything was nice and level. Now I'm going to break some soil, cover it back up so it's all fully enclosed in the soil, breaking up some of these clods of earth. So I think all good there. I'm going to sprinkle some more over, but basically then the last job is to put this tag in, so I know actually where I have buried it, and that's it. That's my homemade method of properly storing the biodynamic preparations. Now the absolute ideal way to store is using peat, but peat is very difficult to come by, and rightly so, because digging up peat is so destructive because of the release of carbon back into the atmosphere and the destruction of essential habitats. So I've decided not to try and get any peat, which you can purchase, not normally from inside Great Britain, but I've decided just to do it with soil. So that's it. Hopefully that's helpful, and hopefully that keeps mine stored, keeps the oxygen, air being able to flow into the preparation, and keeps the preparations moist as well, because they mustn't dry out. So fingers crossed, we'll see how I get on when I next need to use it, which is in about a week's time, just before I plant the potatoes.